Black Free Education TV, waking up the Bantus from sleep to sleep. Black Free Education.
Okay, this is Black Free Education TV, where we're stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. With our theme verse being, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So if your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you are the children of Almighty. So Nini Nanini Samandla, the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Oh yes, Black history. The study of the Bible is Black history. And so you're welcome tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Share the link to everyone. And let somebody know tonight that you are connected to the show. We give him all the praise. We give him all the glory. We give him all the honor because he is due all the praise and all the honor. Oh yes, share the link and text a friend. And after the show, make sure you follow us on all the channels. It is on Telegram Live. It is YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and the recording is uploaded on Bantu. You are welcome tonight to the show. All praises to Almighty. So Nini na Nini Samanda. We give him all the praise and all the glory.
Waking up the Bantus from sea to sea. Black Free Education TV. Waking up the Bantus from sea to sea. Black Free Education TV.
Every time we begin to say who we are, we're being told when we say we are the chosen, we're being told that we are anti-Semitic, to shut us down. But this time, the long time, this time, the been before time.
This is what I have to say, and I think you will agree. There is someone who's been running around, claiming to be you and me. And now, there's no compromising. It won't be stopped. The awakening is real. And we don't the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, our Congo, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. Through the years we have tried to get along, but in these streets we're dying. Pretty soon we'll believe in Babylon. Oh, and there'll be no more crying. In just 1 hour, Babylon will fall. Don't fear, my people, keep faith in who you call Elimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, our Congo, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am. I'm shining bright. Come to the light.
Yeah, man.
Leviticus 26:7-8. And you shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
In just 1 hour, Babylon will fall. Don't fear, my people, keep faith in who you call Elimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, our Congo, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. Call Elimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, Modimo, Moawe, Shinike, Ancient of Days. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am. So shaking in their bones. There's a longing to go home. They're waking up and exposing all the lights. Exposing all the lights. The serpent sworn to silence cannot hide a hope to be concealed. They make up laws to try and hinder you. They want to stick their venom in your skin and keep you lost, laden with sin. Corrupt your soul till you're no longer you. We are the chosen seed, the chosen seed. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. Those who seek the diamonds, the riches of the world, and all it brings, are trodden down. The glory of all lands. And that's why they took you from your home. That's why they took away your throne. Put you in chains and called you 3/5 human. We are chosen seed, the chosen seed. We are chosen seed, chosen seed. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
Darkness falls again upon the house up on the hill. Nighttime comes, a thirst for more bloodshed. They come to kill, destroy, and steal. They will bruise your heel, but you'll overcome and crush the serpent's head. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. We are chosen seed, chosen seed. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. We are the chosen seed. Wake us up, toddling zombie. Wake us up, our Congo. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Limo. Wake us up, toddling zombie. Wake us up, our Congo. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Limo. Wake us up, our Heavenly Father.
the truth and the way. Tata Nzami, Modimo, your Congo we say. So Nini, na Nini, the truth and the way. It's a complicated story that you need to know, with layers of deception. It feels like vertigo, vertigo, vertigo. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi.
Remember in the Matrix movie, people asleep, Kimbo, they control the minds of the helpless and the weak. We were stolen, we were kidnapped from our motherland, then conditioned in the Matrix. So we don't understand. They stripped us of our ancient language and our Bantu history. Our history taught us different foreign tongues and ripped apart our families. Our families.
So Nini, na Nini, the truth and the way. Tata Nzami, Modimo, your Congo we say. So Nini, na Nini, the truth and the way. Tata Nzami, Modimo, your Congo we say. It's a complicated story that you need to know, with layers of deception. It feels like vertigo, vertigo, vertigo. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi.
The wicked ones devise their plan to destroy the Bantu nation. They demonized Africa and built walls of separation. They colonized Africa to hide our truth. Yeah, they hide our truth about the Congo kingdom. The Bantu roots, the land of milk and honey. It's in our holy book. Holy book. In Sub Saharan Africa. Go take a look.
So Nini, na Nini, the truth and the way. Tata Nzami, Modimo, your Congo we say. So Nini, na Nini, the truth and the way. Tata Nzami, Modimo, your Congo we say. It's a complicated story that you need to know, with layers of deception. It feels like vertigo, vertigo, vertigo. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi. Kiti chabo konzi, ileki makasi. So this project is about the Bantu truth. There's an awakening happening where our people here in America, in the diaspora, are beginning to wake up to who they truly are in terms of their African identity. We are Bantus. So I wrote this song to show the history of where we come from, our language, and to show the levels of the matrix that's happening that have deceived our people. So I want to teach through this song. I want people to come back to the Most High. I want them to know the ancient names that we call our Heavenly Father. So this is a project that's very spiritual, it's historical, it's cultural, and it's educational, and it's empowering, so that we know that we have a Heavenly Father that has not forgotten us, and that while we're here in this diaspora, in this beast system, there are going to be some changes made. The Most High is waking up His people, and it's teaching true history of black folks who are in the diaspora, in the four corners of the earth, as the scriptures say.
Thanks for breaking down every obstacle in the path to the redemption of his people. And we join the prophets that said, therefore the redeemed of Sunini Nanini shall return and come with singing unto Zion. That's what they said in the Bible. But we know it's Jerusalem. It's paradise, 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 paradise. Ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Yeah, I wanna go to paradise, where the roads gold and the weather's nice, where the Salem ain't on fight, no moon or sun, cause you be the light, way truth the light. So many nini, Tata is on me, mighty one over Kobe, out New Egypt, you gon' lead us, you the one to redeem us, you love us but don't need us, false doctrine, you gon' free us. Yeah, I can hear the shaking of the bones. All cause the one on the throne. A Kobe, yeah, we go home. So then please take us home. Eat paradise, eat paradise, yeah. Eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise. Eat paradise, Ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Yeah. Okay, greetings tonight once more. In the precious name of our Father Almighty, Sunini Nanini Samandla. I want to greet everyone joining us tonight to the study of the words of our Father. If your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you and I are the biological descendants of the people of the book. If you're joining us from the Pacific Islands, Australia, New Zealand, or from the troubled Arab, Asian, and European lands tonight, welcome. If you're joining us from the Caribbean Islands, North and South America, or even Antarctica, you are welcome too tonight. And if you're joining us from the most precious, sweetest state on earth, the Holy Land, Al-Kebu land, so-called Africa, you're welcome tonight. Tonight, we're going to try and pull a couple things together as we continue in the new series, Africa is the Holy Land, Overcoming the Attraction of the West, Part 6. It probably should have been named Overcoming the Attraction and the Deception of the West, Part 6. Tonight, we want to revisit a little bit on the DNA because there seemed to be a bit of confusion as to how peoples have been grouped together. Yes, we have the Table of Nations in Genesis chapter 10, faked by Josephus and others to put Japhet as father over European nations. See, like I said last night, it's logical to understand that me and my brother, or me and my brothers, who have the same father, would have the same DNA. We'll have the same match. Because the DNA of my father was passed into all 9 of his sons. In the same way, my DNA was passed into all 9 of my sons. It's in the girls as well. But if you use the Y chromosome, which is passed virtually and changed from father to son, if you see me, you see my brother. And this was a conversation of Msindisi to Philip. He said, Philip, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. Why are you asking to see the Father? I look like him. I'm the express image of his person. And so the lies that Europe have told us, rebuilding our lives in this wider series, rebuilding our lives after 2,000 years of white lies, we need to keep our minds intact as we reason this out. If Esau and Jacob were brothers, if we believe that they were brothers, then we'll share the same Y chromosomes from a common father, Issachar. One is not going to be white and one is going to be black. Whatever happened to them, you're going to see Daddy Issachar in them. So the myth and the confusion created around Genesis 10 is dispelled later on when the book was open, when Sunil allowed the nations to peer into the book of the DNA. Why am I talking about this tonight? So that as we rebuild our lives, we will dispel all the myth around us so that we can forge a future, as we say, stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. And we don't get caught up in the confusion of the Jesus story. And so tonight, I'm going to start this conversation off where we left off last night and saying that if Jacob or a Kobe, Jacob is used to hide a Kobe. So you don't know that a Kobe is black and brown and that he's the firstborn. You will be thinking that he's the secondborn. Up until you read Exodus chapter 4, verse 22, where Sonini is saying, when he told Moses to go and tell the Pharaoh, let my son go, even my firstborn. No, Sonini can't get it wrong. Even my firstborn. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. So the myth that is being perpetuated by the Hebrew Israelites, who want to be Israelites, who want to be Jews, who want to be Hebrews, and the proponents of that Hebrews to Negroes and Negroes to Hebrews, nonsense. We're none of those. We're a peculiar people. And the creators of the word Israel, Isis, Ra, and El, knew what they were doing when they made those words. So let's settle the matter as we go forward. Noah and his sons lived on the continent, the founders of the Nok civilization in West Africa, And in East Africa, Japheth founded the civilization on the Nile River. In West Africa, Shem founded the civilization on the Niger River, on the continent. No Europeans. They saw that. They knew about that when they got there. And they began to fight over what Sunini did. But who are these people? How are these people different from us genetically? See, when Noah gave birth to Shem and Japheth, and you know my position on Ham. If Ham was a son, he would do exactly what Shem and Japheth doing. He would also produce black and brown people. I mean, Zandovan is saying it. Zandovan is saying it in very simple terms. He's saying that if Ham is a son, he will be the progenitor of the dark races, not the children of Shem. You see, but that leaves hanging Japheth. If Japheth produced children, Japheth's children will be like Ham's children, will be like Shem's children, because they're coming from Noah. You get the picture. So by conniving behavior, Europeans in the translation put Japheth, a son of Noah, over European nations to hide the DNA of Cain. We've labored on that point, but we still see people getting all flustered and mixed up about it, even forgetting themselves. And it started off there with Esau and a Kobe. Last night I showed you in the Isikosa Bible, the Kobe, he is the firstborn, and Israel, also named in the Bantu language, he's the secondborn. The word Akobi means firstborn. And if you're in Yoruba land and parts of Ghana, you'll know what I'm talking about. But let me share my screen with you as we have this conversation tonight. This is to put us on a solid footing, so as we participate in this final exodus of a Bantu back to the Holy Land, we can say like Joseph Niles did, I know where I am going, I know. Yes. And that's not heaven in the sense of European understanding. Heaven in the sense of all the provisions have been laid on for a Bantu in the Holy Land. Hallelujah. It is the provision that Sunini gave, not just for us, but our children to the generations to come. It is that which Europe coveted and dislike a Bantu, because Sunini has made them the custodians of the riches of the earth. So when you and I think of Africa, let's not think of Africa in the European construct, a dark continent of poverty. They know better than that. That's reverse psychology. They know it's the richest continent. That's why they were fighting over it in 1884 and still today. But this time is different. This time the long time, this time the been before time. Sunini is re-establishing his righteous rule on earth. And he's taking down the wicked nations and establishing his people at the helm of all things. And Europe understands that. And so, Esau lived in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a place you know as Zaire. And it's in the Bible, 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 21. Let me just make sure that I've quoted it right. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 21. Let me just make sure. Yes. So Joram went over to Zaire, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and all the chariots with him, and he rose up by night and smote the Edomites, the descendants of Esau, which compassed him about, surrounded him. And verse 22 says, Yet Edom, Esau, revolted from under the hand of Judah up south. Because Joram was a king in Judah. And his records are written in the Chronicles, the Kings and the Chronicles of Judah, the kings of Judah. So we know that Europe lied about Zaire. Zaire didn't come in the time that Europe wants you to think it come. The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Zaire is the same place. But we'll talk some more about that another time. So the brother here, Akobi was passing through the land of Zaire, Mount Seir, son of Japhet, that came down there and put his name on that location and built a city there. And so they interchange the S and the Z so you can get to figure out what they're doing. It's called crafty counsel. It's what Esau was guilty of because he behaved like the sons of Cain. Hallelujah. So let's settle the matter that Esau, the younger brother of Akobi, they're sons of Issachar, therefore they share the same DNA. Okay. So I bring up tonight what I've shared before, but a map that shows us the DNA of Europeans. It says here a little bit at the bottom, each haplogroup descends from a common ancestor. It means the red, the green, the blue, all descend from an ancestor. Now, these different colors that you see here are representative of the 7 sons listed in Genesis chapter 10. And in case you forget those children, let me bring them back into our memory. Repairing our lives. After 2,000 years of white lies. Africa is a holy land, overcoming the attraction of the West, part 6. See, ignore Japhet. That's what Josephus did. But Gomer, Magog, Medan, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras, those 7 children, those 7 boys, are the fathers of European nations, are the fathers of this DNA spread. They're the fathers. All these different colors that you see here, red, orange, green, blue, turquoise, dark green, brown, black. They say they have some E3, Q, N, you know, the remainder of the alphabet. All of those, that family, this family is one family. But the colors you see are from different fathers in the family, like the 7 sons that I just called out there. So this is the breakdown of European nations. They're all related. Their common ancestor is Cain, not Japheth. See, Japheth, like Shem, son of Noah, can only produce black and brown people. Wish I had the Zondervan Bible dictionary. On who Shem was. So I can just put that in together with what we're talking about. All right. So Zondervan says here, he's talking about Ham. Don't know why he started with Ham. He said Ham, the younger son of Noah, born about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He, Ham, he said, became the progenitor of the dark races. Dark races. And then he said there is another set of dark races that he identifies as the Negroes. But he says these dark races that he's talking about with Ham are the Egyptian, the Ethiopian, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. In another part of this definition, he spoke of Shem. Let me see if I get a better, I think I might find it on the images. I think this is the one. See if this is the one. I think this is the one. Let's see if that is the one. Okay. The youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons that lived through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So those are 2 sets of dark races. The Ethiopians, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. And those are the dark races, he says, from Ham. And then he's also saying there's another dark group that he's calling the Negroes. All right? So we're seeing that the children that are being produced by Noah are producing darker, black and brown people. The word Egypt, and thanks to the scribe group, if you take the word Egypt, let me just do Google Translate. Let's swing this around. Egypt should be Greek. Let's see if we get Greek. And what is it in I think it's a Sekosa language. See, so Egypt is, you know the word Japeti. That's a word that Egypt translates to in the Sekosa language. Another way of saying Japeti. You're hearing the word Japet. Now, this is the length to which Europeans went to hide this reality. See, if the word Japhet is coming out of Egypt, the Greek word, then you know this is black and brown people. So you just taking Japhet and chucking him over European nations like this don't mean that he's the father of European nations. He's a son of Shem. Sorry, he's a son of Noah. And his brother is Shem. And the scriptures tell us in Genesis chapter 9, verse 27, that Japhet is going to dwell in the house or the tent of Shem. In other words, part of his inheritance will be in the inheritance of Shem. Let me go down to, let me just back up to verse chapter 9 and then bring up verse 27. 9:27. Just highlight this verse. It says, Samandal shall enlarge Japhet, and he shall dwell in the tents or dwelling place or habitation of Shem. In other words, Shem and Japhet will be in the same space. And that is Africa. That's why they change Japhet and put Egypt. Egypt is Greek. So the land that they're calling Egypt is the land of Japhet. All the land around there is his land. And his children occupy the civilization in the Nile Valley or the Nile River, while the children of Shem occupy their civilization on the Niger River in West Africa. These are the children. So those European children, we see the distinction between them in the very DNA. See, the DNA of Europeans, R1, R1B, R1A, the red, you can see them present in nearly, that father is nearly present in all the genetics there. That red. More in some than more, and less in others. But they're all over there. Let me just get this up there. We're going to read them off just now. See? So that's the R1 and the R1B, R1A and R1B. Right? That red. Every one of them will have it because it's speaking to a common ancestor. The R1A, the orange, it's going to be more in some and more in others. These are the 7 sons producing the children. Now, this DNA is not going to be found in Africa because they didn't originate there. A little reading says here, each haplogroup descends from a common ancestor, each one of those colors, and provide a way for us to understand the genetic composition of a given population. Haplogroups are based on either Y DNA, which is the father lineage, which is passed exclusively from the father to son, or the mtDNA, which is inherited by children of both genders from the mother. That's the mother DNA, MT. The above map in particular is based on the Y DNA, the father DNA. So those 7 sons in Genesis chapter 10 must be interpreted and connected to this understanding here. Here are some interesting things observable from the map. Iceland has the fewest member of haplogroups in Europe. Let's see Iceland. See, while he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as well, he's got 1, 2, 3. So it's it maintained its DNA identity over the times. So it's Iceland has the fewest variety or variation. So Iceland has the fewest number of haplogroups in Europe. The British Isles share much more genetic commonalities with France, Belgium, the Netherlands than they do with Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. So you see, some of these people stayed in the location where they were put, while others spread abroad. And as they spread abroad, they would have mixed their DNA among their families, among those 7 children. And so is what you're looking at is the spread of this DNA, R1A, R1B, R1A, L1A, L1B, L1C, J, K, G, E, Q, N. That's why when I say LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ, that's where it's happening. It's not happening among us. And it should not be imposed on us. That's not a situation of us. Any attempt to impose all of that on us, all of that mutation on us, is not okay. All right. I know the elder folks might not pay much attention to this. But let's get a little breakdown before the breakdown. The R1B DNA, the red, is the Celt, Basque. So that Basque blood, the R1B, which is the red, you see it permeating all European nations. The Basque, the Italian, the French, the Saxons. That's the red. The R1A, which is the orange, the Slavs, the Kurds, the Kurgan, and the Aryan. That's theirs. The E3B, which is a kind of a light brown is the Greeks, the Near Eastern, and the North Africans. North Africans because the repeopling that took place on that extreme end of Africa. See? So you got that the Greeks were there, the Near Easterns, and what they call North Africans. Africans, yeah? Then you got the turquoise, the Germanic Nordic peoples. That's a large, lightish, greenish there. That's it there. All right? That's the Germanic Nordic composition. Then you have the blue, this one here, which is enlarged in Finland here. You have the South Slavic peoples, Sardinia. Then you have the L2B, the Germanic Saxon. Those are the mixtures there. Then you have the J1, which is the Jews and the Arabs, Arabic, Jewish and Arabic DNA. That's a green, the dark green. If you can see that there. That one there, that's it there. A little bit in all. So that DNA that is carried by Jewish people, according to this present in all them European nations. That DNA is not in Africa. Let's go on. The K, which is the brown. I think there's a J1 and a J2. Yes. The J1 is Jewish, Arabic, and J2 is Greco-Romans. So the Roman DNA is intertwined with the Jewish Arabic DNA. See where the religion is coming from: Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Chrislam. It's a Greco-Roman, Greco-Arab, Greco-Jewish, Anatolia, Mesopotamian. That's what the religion is about. Then you have the G, which is black, pinches of it around there, and that's Caucasian, Alanic, A-L-A-N-I-C, Georgia, Armenia area, around the Black Sea. Then you got the T DNA. The T DNA, they want to talk about Egyptian. Now you got to be careful here. When Europe is saying Egyptian, Europe is not talking black people. Europe is talking about the mixture between the repeopling and their seed. Because remember, the word Egypt means Greek. And so when they came down onto the continent and mingled, what you see in Egypt today is not the original Egyptian, are the ones on the camera. It's not the original Egyptians. The original Egyptians are the seed line of Japhet. Their brothers are the Sudanese, which you will call Babylon. That's where Babylon was located. We're coming there anyhow. Then you have the N DNA. The Finns, Siberian. Then you have the Q DNA. Hunnic, Hunnic, Central Asia. Now, this composition, all of this composition, is as a result of those 7 children. Those 7 children listed in Genesis chapter 10, wrongly under the name Japhet. Those are the descendants of Cain after the flood. Now, the origin of our DNA. This is not religion. This is the people's. So, the DNA you see here, the LO, the L3, this is the mother's DNA. I'm going to pull them up just now with the father's one. But if you look at this, this is the mitochondrial Eve. Eve, the Garden of Eden. And you notice the similarities if you look at L2A and the L2 with the asterisk, L2, this one here, these two. You see them, the dark green and the light green. You see them in all West Africa, all West Africa, all West Africa. And coming down, you see them, the dark green and the light green, the dark green, light green, the mixture. Now, haplogroups compose a composition of Sub Saharan African countries, abbreviation BF, Burkina Faso, CV, Cape. Those are the abbreviations that you will see when we look at it. Just bear with me. Can't get to see my mouse properly. All right. So remember I said to you that you can get DNA mapping from the father Y chromosome, or you get it from the mother, the L. And this one is the L. So all of these people here are related to mitochondrial Eve. All of these people are related. This is the common DNA here. The LO, LO, LOA, LOD, LOK, LO star, L1B, L1C, L2A, L2 star, and L3, and all of that coming down. This is mitochondrial Eve, the mother's DNA. These children are all having a common mother line running through all of these children on the continent. They are related. You can notice a slight difference over this side, because these ones here now is a Japhetic children on this side, East Africa, along the Nile River. But still, you still find, like, you see the turquoise and all of that, they're still beaming in between here. This is a family. This has not got nothing to do with Europe. All right. Let me see if I can find a map with the male version of it. Just bear with me. This is a live study. So the Y-DNA E with subgroups E1B1B and E1B1A. All right? Those are the ones we're going to look at now. Hopefully we'll get a map. I know they're changing the name from, you know, they keep changing around the names. Hopefully. Let's see how we can move this one around. If I can. Okay. So the E1B1B and E1B1A, this section here, Sub Saharan, is the one with the E1B1A. This map does not show show me what I want to see. Let me best back up on this one. Let's go back to where I was here and see if I can pull E1B1B here. This map here. Would they allow me to see this properly? All right. See, if you look here, E1B1A, somebody is trying to inject into Chad R1B DNA, but this is the continent. This is not surprising. I'm going to look at how recent is this map, because this is what's going to happen now. They're going to try to infiltrate the African continent with today's reality. But originally, E1B1A is Bantu people. See it here, running right through there. The origin is in this area. E1B1B is that DNA that you will find in the children, mainly the children of Japhet. Still the E, the root of that DNA is the E1. No, that's not European DNA. E1 is African DNA. To the point where a research showed that Pharaoh Ramses III had Sub Saharan E1B1A DNA. All right. Now, they say the A DNA is nilotic and all of that, E2, and then E1, A3 is the Kosan people. Now, the Kosan people, or the Hittites, are children of Canaan. They are not a unique people by themselves. But of course, Europeans are prepared to use DNA as another dividing factor. But let's talk about what we see here. Now, these Berber people that they're talking about here, and these Mediterranean, Northeast African Mediterranean, and these Arabs, they don't share our DNA. Not because they come onto the continent, they put Arabic there, the J, look, you see, that J DNA. That's not us. Us is E1B1B, E1B1A. The E DNA. Cushites, Canaanites, all family. And so we have to watch these intrusions of R1B, like we saw, that's European DNA. And so it could be at this point, they're trying to map onto Africa people who are now Europeans and Arabs who are now living in Africa, but they are not original from the continent. See, they didn't map me into Europe. I don't carry R1A or R1B. You understand what I'm saying? And so any attempt to use DNA to subvert the identity of a people is going to be tragic as well. But I just wanted you to see E1B1A is different. See where the J DNA is? R1B, R1A, that's not African DNA. So if you bring up people onto the continent and map the DNA onto the location, you take Afghanis and you take them to Rwanda, and then you map the DNA into Rwanda, into Africa. And then, no, it's not like that. It's not going to be like that. Your origin. Everybody will be going back to their natural lands. And we're going to watch this. Because the next thing we're going to see Chinese DNA being mapped into Africa. Because now Chinese men are going into Africa and taking black women and making children. And you are your father's child. And these are the challenges that the continent, the Holy Land, will have. And the only one that will sort that out and blow it out is Sunini Nanini. He's doing it as we speak. Madagascar, E1B1B, E1B1A, E1B1A, one people. You get the picture. This is a family, and this is a different family. If you struggle with it, look at it by color. This is a color that belongs here. That color is it purple? Let's see who that is. South Slavic Sardinia. Now, those are not Africans. Those are not black people. So when we come here, we can't see them here. They don't need to be here. See? Chadic. No. So these are the games being played tonight. Rebuilding our lives after 2,000 years of white lies. I thought I should share with you some of these realities, because failure to share these realities can leave us in confusion. If you see a white person living in South Africa, it's not because they're South Africans. It's not because they're native to that. Their parents would have gone there and they're now being mapped into that space. No, that's not how genetics work. They don't carry the E1 DNA. I don't carry R1A or R1B DNA. So it is very, very critical that we understand these realities. Very, very critical. And so, in the rebuilding of our lives, let us not be fooled. Our focus is to rebuild our lives. After all the white lies that have been told, the white lies are not going to stop. Tomorrow, people are going to go to church to worship white Jesus still. Don't know how they get to do it, psychologically, mentally, and spiritually, when they know that it's a fake story. But people are going to do it. And that's the danger. So the game with this genetics, we've got to watch it. We've got to watch it. This continent, where we originated, is not the same place where Europeans you originated. Those 7 sons in Genesis chapter 10 of Europe, sons of Cain, they don't originate here. Don't let's get this twisted. And you see the term Semitic, Shem. See, you see where they're putting Shem? They know Shem dwelling in the tents, Japheth, dwelling in the tents of Shem. Shem is West Africa. Japheth is East Africa. And so Semitic, Shemitic, however you want to put it, no European, no Arab is Semitic. They don't carry the E DNA. That's coming from Noah. Noah is not their father. Abraham is not their father. Abraham lived in Cape Town. He's not their father. The Arab children, they come out from, and I'm going to break that down another time to show the Arabs, but they come out from the children of Javan and all of those places. Genesis chapter 10. See these, Gomer, Midan, and Javan. They're producing the Euro-Asian people. You get the picture. Now, why is this important? It's important because we are living in a time when we got to correct all the lies. As you see here, you go down, Gomer's first son is Ashkenaz or Kenaz. Kenaz, you hear grandfather Cain in there, their grandfather Cain. And even Tubal Cain. That's another way of saying Cain, Kenaz. Gentiles, they're all Gentiles. These are not the chosen people, these are Gentiles. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their land, everyone according to his tongue, and after his families. You see the difference in the DNA. Don't let them corrupt your mind continuously that we are one people. No, we are not. And Synthesis came to teach us that they do what they see with their father, and we do what we see with our father. I want to keep it as simple as that tonight. as we rebuild our lives after 2,000 years of white lies. May Sonini Nanini continue to watch over Abantu as we continue to experience his glorious resurrection. Thank you and good night.
Black Education TV, waking up your Bantus from sleep to sleep. Black Education.
Okay, this is Black Education TV, where we're stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. With our theme verse being, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." So if your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you are the children of Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla, the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Oh yes, Black history, the study of the Bible is Black history. And so you're welcome tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Share the link to everyone. Let somebody know tonight that you are connected to the show. We give him all the praise. We give him all the glory. We give him all the honor because he is due all the praise and all the honor. Oh yes, share the link and text a friend. And after the show, make sure you follow us on all the channels. It is on Telegram Live. It is YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and the recording is uploaded on Bantu. You are welcome tonight to the show. All praises to Almighty Sunini Nanini Samanda. We give him all the praise and all the glory.
Waking up the Bantus from sea to sea. Black Education TV. Waking up the Bantus from sea to sea. Black Education TV.